Welcome to Balanced Body and Beyond. Today we have a practice devoted to balance. So we will do a lot of balance postures and strengthening work to help develop the muscles you need to balance. We will also incorporate a lot of just nice stretches, a nice warm up, a nice cool down. But for all intensive purposes, today's practice is focused on balance and hip strengthening for balance. So without further ado, roll out your mat, join me, and let's get started. Extend your arms, and we're going to begin in child's pose, shifting your hips back and down towards the bottoms of your feet. Take a big, long breath here, breathing in through your nostrils, exhaling through your nostrils, and just stay the course. I'm going to glide my body weight forward and tuck my toes under and push back once again to incorporate a little stretch in the bottoms of my feet. Now, if you choose to join me tucking your toes under, wonderful. If that doesn't work for you, you just keep your toes pointed. And that applies for all the things we do here in our practice. We'll glide our body weight forward. Walking our hands under our shoulders, we're going to take big hip circles. So yeah, if I begin to do something or I switch up the game a bit and whatever I do doesn't work for your body, you just take a pass. And maybe you do something different. And if you do something different, maybe you can share that with me in a comment. Change directions. I learn from my students. I learn from watching others. I learn from my own experiences. But I do believe in sharing all those experiences help us all. So we'll hold in a plank and we're going to shift our hips back and then come back into a kneeling plank. I'm pointing my toes now, shifting my weight front to back as I get warm. One more. And we're going to come into tabletop, balancing our shoulders over our wrists, our hips over our knees. Cat-cow pose, round your back, look to your toes. Inhale, lift your heart space, look forward. Exhale, round. So bring some attention into your shoulder placement here. Often people will shrug their shoulders during this pose and a lot of other postures. So being aware that we're not shrugging our shoulders, drawing our shoulders blades back into our imaginary back pockets, if you will. Exhaling when you round, inhaling when you lift. And then we'll hold a neutral spine and come into a tall kneeling position, arms overhead, palms together. And we're going to slide our arms back and take a bow. We take airplane arms, knuckles to ceiling, forehead to mat. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bow. Inhale. Connect with your long, deep breaths. I prefer to breathe in and out through my nostrils when I'm not talking. But maybe you inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. We'll try one more. Inhale, up and hold. And now slide your hands behind you, putting your fingertips into your imaginary back pockets again. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Look forward, and we're going to bring our left leg forward, coming into a half kneeling position, rocking into our hips a little bit, warming up through the hip flexor, separating the legs a little bit here. Get some nice morning stretch, and I say morning because it's just about 8 o'clock here on a Sunday morning, and it's so lovely. Hasn't gotten too warm yet. The birds are waking. We'll place our hands down to the inside of our front foot. And now we're going to lift our hips. Press your back heel down and then come back to your knee. So we're going to lift, push our weight back, and then a little knee tap. You might find your stretch is a little better if you toe heel your foot out a little wider, creating a little more space between your foot and hands. Good, let's try one more. Now stay here and see if you can lift your toe. That will actually get really deeper into your hamstring stretch. Lifting your toe, pushing your foot down. Lifting your toe, pushing down. If that's too deep of a stretch for you right now, just take a pass and hold where you're at. Place your back knee down. Bring your arms up. I'm going to align my front foot now with my back knee. So I feel like I'm on a balance beam. So right here, we're going to begin incorporating balance work. Tuck your tailbone under, have strong hips to support your balance. Palms are together. And then we're going to twist. Look over your shoulder. Bring your palms back up overhead. The more in line your legs are right now, the more your balance muscles come into play. But a big twist, warming up through your rotational muscles. Exhale as you twist. Squeeze your shoulder blades together as you separate your arms. One more. Hold here. Bring your hands down and step both feet back, coming into your high plank. And we're going to target our core muscles here. Core muscles are critical to incorporate into balance work. So throughout our practice today, we will strengthen our core. Stronger cores, improve balance. If this is too much, you just drop to your knees, and you can always work from a kneeling plank. We'll all come to our knees together and lift our arms up overhead, inhaling. And now step your right leg forward. Bring your hands down. Now again, you can take your foot a little farther away to open up your hip. Let's rock a little bit. And then you can also take your hands on your hips and press from here. Good. But if you wanted to put your hands on the ground, that was just another offering out to you. Right? But this sliding, gliding movement, dynamic stretching feels so good and is a great warm-up to our yoga practice. Now we'll all put our hands down, and from here we are going to straighten the back leg, pressing our hips upward, gaze to your back foot. You can let your head hang and then bend the front knee. You can let the back knee tap the mat. And what you gain and learn from this practice, hopefully you can apply it to future practices. Right? I might not do everything identical on each side, but that's just for you guys to get different ideas, different ways you might want to move your body. Lift and hold. We'll take a stretch a little longer here. Now I come up to my knuckles to give myself a little more space so I can pick up my front toe. And I love that stretch right into my calf, my hamstring, push my foot down. All right, I haven't done anything to warm my body other than waking up, drinking my coffee, emptying the dishwasher, and sweeping the floor this morning. So I'm still a little tight. So this is a great sensation for my body. Lift and hold if you'd like, or put your foot flat and hold. Let's lower our back knee down and come into our half kneeling position. Align your front foot so the heel is in line with your back knee. So now we feel like we're on a balance beam and our palms are together. We twist, look back behind you, inhale, lift, exhale, twist, inhale, lift. If it feels good to hold the twist longer, stay there. Right? Look back behind you, use the neck muscles, stretch the neck muscles to twist, thoracic spine twist. All right, arms overhead. Now hands come to mat and we reset our high plank. Strong planks again. We're going to do floating tabletop. We're going to walk our knees under our hips. If you need to, you drop your knees down. If you have that strength through the body to maintain elevated knees, stay with your elevated knees. Belly's drawn in. You're not arching your back. You're doing a little pelvic tilt here. Your fingers are spread and you're looking down to your hands while pulling the chin in. And that is a whole lot of information, I know I just said, but body awareness. I'm starting to tremble. Let's start taking our legs back, hold a high plank. And from here, we're going to move into down dog, shifting our hips up and back, looking to our toes. Oh, good. Glide your body weight back into plank. Now you could do this on your knees and move from a kneeling plank to a child's pose. But if you want to stay with me, we're going to shift from down dog to high plank. Let's hold our down dog. We're going to move our hands back to our feet. So holding here in a forward fold, walking our hands back to our feet, letting our head hang. Taking some big breaths, relaxing. Now my knees are bent here, but I'm going to begin straightening my legs out a little bit. So I'm going to straighten my legs as much as I can without locking, and then I'm going to bend my knees again. And I'm going to repeat that a few times, straightening my legs, keeping my chin tucked in, and then bending my knees. Dynamic stretching, that idea of tug and release, tug and release. Pause and roll up one vertebrae at a time. Arms come down alongside our body. And now I'm going to walk to the front of my mat. From here, I'm going to incorporate some balance work and some strength work with my arms alongside my body. We're going to take our left toe back with a tap. Reach forward with your arms. And once you're here, you're going to try to lift your leg. Tap your toe and then stand up. Let's try that with the other side. Right toe back, lift, lower, and rise. So we're going to do this alternating sides. Tap, lift, lower, and stand. So through this sequence, we are absolutely strengthening our muscles, but we are incorporating balance work, shifting our weight from one leg to the other. We're getting a nice stretch as we extend our arms. This is a great building block for poses like Warrior 3, airplane pose. I'm going to redo that side, right? And you too can redo a side if you need to. I've said this many times, it's not yoga perfection, it's yoga practice. And if you lose your balance, you just try again. because we're all human. I know I certainly am human. All right, feet together. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, chair pose. Inhale, lift. Big arm circles. Exhale, chair. Chair pose and hold. We're going to take some alternating heel lifts. And as we're doing these alternating heel lifts, we are, again, working on balancing, feeling that shift in body weight. Strengthening our legs. Remember, pull those shoulders down. So this is our building block, alternating heel lifts. If you feel good here, let's try double heel lifts. Ooh, heels don't have to come very high. Now, what you might find too is your heels splay outward a little bit. So we'll try to push into our big toe a little bit more to prevent those heels from splaying out. Yeah, just keep practicing. All right, heels down, inhale, lift. We'll take a little break from that because we're gonna do some single leg chair balancing. But let's take a forward fold and hold this forward fold. We're gonna try doing some alternating knee bends, elephant walks, if you will, rocking the hips. Just taking a little release from that child's pose because we're gonna return to it here momentarily. Pausing, roll up slowly, one vertebrae at a time. And we're gonna reset chair pose. And once you're here in chair pose, we'll pick up our left heel and then see if you can lift your foot. So balancing in chair pose, you can extend your arm. If you're close to a wall or something you can hold on to, you can put your hand on something if you need that extra stability. See how low you can sit. Both feet down. Let's stay low. Pick up the other foot. Start here. You may just lift your heel and keep your toe on the ground. If you can extend the leg, let's try that. Okay, both feet flat. Inhale, lift. Awesome job. Exhale, forward fold again. Inhale, half lift. We're going to fold and send both feet back for our plank. Now, part of balance can include planks, side planks in particular. So I'm going to have us come to our knees for now. And you're going to step your left foot all the way up to where your hand is. Good. So let's start here. You're going to pick your left arm up, take a twist, which we've done. And now I want you to take that left foot and toe outward. Now you might find you want to move this foot back a little farther so you can go a little farther down the mat. And once you're here, we're going to lift into a side plank variation. Good. Hold here. So strengthening in side plank, balancing. And if you can, you might need to put your knee down. You're going to swing this leg out to the side. If you don't need to put your knee down, you hold your plank and you take your feet to a stacked position. Good. So you're either here or you've lowered your knee down and your leg is up. Good. Balancing here in side plank, developing that core strength. Okay, that elevated foot or the top leg comes back to the original position. Rotate. Send both feet back, and let's try that on the other side. Step your right foot all the way up first. Take a twist. And then point your toe off to the side. You might take your foot a little farther down the mat to give yourself better access. Roll the back foot. You can stay here and transition to side plank. Or you put your knee down and lift your leg. But whatever variation you're doing right now, you're doing your very best. You're strong. You're committed to what you're doing. And you're balancing through it. All right, let's place our foot down, rotate back through, send both feet behind you. Awesome job. Lower your chest, peel your chest up, hold here in cobra. Big breaths, push up to upward dog, exhale to down dog. From down dog, we're going to walk our hands back to our feet. And slowly rise up. So we're going to do a little walkout sequence. You're going to pick up your left heel and maybe lift your foot. From here, we're going to fold. So single leg, forward fold. And you're going to walk yourself out into a high plank. So many planks today. Pause here. Now with this elevated foot, you're going to take it out to the side and then back in. Side and back in. We're going to do 4 taps, strengthening the muscles we need to improve our balance, and then walk your hands back. Now here's the tricky part. Can you keep your foot elevated and rise? Ooh, super. Okay, let's try it on the other side. So you can do this with just the heel up, or you can lift your whole foot. Go ahead and fold. Walk your hands out. Coming into your high plank. And then we'll try a tap. 4 taps. Leg off to the side. Hold. Walk your hands back to your feet. Okay, think about it. Press your foot firmly down and slowly rise. How'd you do? Practice makes perfect. We're going to try it again, but we're not looking for perfection, are we? So let's pick up the left foot, either toe down or foot up, and this leg can be in any position you want. We're just anchoring into the right side. Big stretch up, tuck your tailbone under, strong core to start. Take your eyes down to the mat and then walk those hands out. Straighten the left leg, tap to the side 4 times. Hold, and then walk your hands back. Pausing here. Think about it first and rise up. Switch. Are you feeling successful? Let's fold. Take your time. Now, one side's always going to be a little more challenging than the other because we are not built as symmetrical people. Right? And then take your toe out to the side. You may have an injury or just a limitation on one side of the body that does prevent you from maybe getting the posture or pose just right. Hold here, but just right varies for everybody. Walk your hands back to your feet. So just right for me may not be just right for you. So let's keep an open mind to that and slowly rise. Oh, I love that. Both feet down. Arms come down. Let's just do a little shake here. I'm going to walk my way to the top of the mat. We're going to do some lunge work now. So feet side by side. We practice taking the step back, right? So arms here, and then left toe taps back. So we remember that component of our lunge. Rather than a leg lift though, now you're going to stand up, lift your chest, bend your knee down. Now, my toe wasn't far enough back because when I lower down, my knees have more than a 90-degree bend, and I really want you to set up with a 90-degree bend in both knees when you come down. So we'll see if we can organize that. Stand, sweep your arms around. You're going to just slide forward, pointing your toe, not lifting yet, then lift, and then stand. That's a long sequence. Let's see if we can do it on the other side. So when you tap your right toe back, really work at reaching, then up with your chest. You can rest onto the ball of your foot when you do that. Bend your back knee. 90-degree bend in both knees. This time that was better because my stride was better. Good. Stand. Sweep. Drag your back toe on the mat. Lift. There's our lift. And stand. Good. All right, so now we kind of have an idea what we're doing. Left toe goes back as far as you can. Bend your knee as you lower down. 90-degree bend to both knees. Stand. As you sweep your arms forward, glide your toe, lift your leg, and rise. Good. Right toe back, long stride. Bend your knees. Stand up. Swing your arms, glide your toe, lift your leg. Stand. Now, maybe your arms are feeling this. It's a lot of arm work. Toe, bend, stand, circle, reach, together. One more time on the other side. Long step, bend, stand, circle, push off, and feet together. Arms down, roll your shoulders. Catch your breath. Change directions. And we're going to do a little more standing balance work. I'm going to have you walk to the center of your mat, and we'll pick up our left leg. Now I'm on a deck with beams, so I'm trying to place my foot that I'm not in the crevice of the beam. So we have a standing leg raise. Lots of different exercises we can do from a standing leg raise, but to establish a sense of balance here is where we need to begin. We're going to try taking our hand and placing it on our hip, and then send the other arm back behind you, and we're going to add a twist. Now, if you don't feel secure here, you can always put your front toe down as a little kickstand. All right, reset center, and let's try it on the other side. Picking up our right leg, working at getting the right knee at hip height. Relaxing shoulders, drawing bellies in, pushing the floor away from you with your bottom foot. And then we take our twist. Hand on hip, arm goes back behind you. And reset center. Feet down. Feel successful? Let's shake the body out a little bit. And to continue with our balance work, we are going to take tree pose, a very familiar traditional yoga posture for balance. And you have the option to tuck the ball of your foot into the ankle or slide that foot below or above the knee. The idea here in tree pose, though, is that your hips are open. It's an open hip position. And you can take your arms up into an extended tree pose. Relax your shoulders. Good. And if you lose your balance, you just reset and try again. Some different positions with our arms. We can take our hands to heart center. Right? You can try taking your foot up higher, but just be cautious not to push on the inside of your knee. Okay, let's try it on the other side. So option, I don't know if you can hear my chickens, but they are hemming and hawing over there. This is the time of day they start laying their eggs, and so they all just get very vocal. So toe on the mat, whoa, or a foot up higher. You can do extended arms. You can do palms together, just showing you some different options. You can take your arms behind you, but remember, our hips are open. Belly button pointing straight forward, bent knee off to the side. And you too are going to lose your balance and do what I just did. And maybe not. Maybe you are locked in. And that is the key to balance. You got to be locked in. Mental focus, huge component in working on balance. Okay, shake, shake, shake. Come on down to the mat, and we are going to lay on our backs. So we do a little more strengthening work. My favorite strengthening work is from bridge pose. And with our feet hip width distance apart, we're going to do some bridges, hips up and down. We're going to have our fingertips touch our heels. We're going to get into some single leg bridge work, which also requires balance. Hold your bridge. Take your left leg up in the air, flex your foot, and we're going to drive hips up and down with the left leg extended. Lift and hold. And let's switch. Straight leg, hips up and down. Now, I certainly can feel a dramatic difference from one side to the other in my body. Lift and hold. And both feet down. Holding your bridge. Bring your feet together now. So holding the feet together, squeezing the knees together. If you need more support, take your arms wider. Now from here, we're going to open up the left hip. Just get some hip mobility, but still strengthening as we balance from one side of the body. And then your right leg opens, and we're going to go side to side. Now, as you're opening and closing through the hip, have your belly button pointing straight up. Let's take one more on each side. Hold, and then hips come down. Let's hug the knees into the chest as a little recovery. Awesome job. Lots of single leg work today, lots of balance, which was our goal in our practice. Straighten both legs up for a double leg hamstring stretch. Lower just the left leg to the mat. We'll take a single leg hamstring stretch. Letting our heart rates come down. Both legs up. And then the right leg goes down. Both legs up. We'll take a supine spinal twist. So we're going to bend at the knees 90 degrees, arms go wide. Let both legs drift to the left, and then you're going to turn your head and look off to the right. And we'll stay in the stretch. You might take your left hand and push down on your top leg. You can straighten the top leg. Swing the legs across the other direction. And then turn your head and look away from the legs. You can use your right arm to push down on your top leg. Relax through the shoulders and neck. Ah, feels so good. What a gorgeous time of day. I love the early mornings. I'm an early riser, but I go to bed pretty early on top of that. All right, bring both knees up over the hips. Coming up into a seated position. Thank you so much for joining me today. That felt so wonderful. Hopefully it felt equally as wonderful to you. Palms joining together, restored, refreshed, renewed, and ready for more balance work. Thank you. Remember, hit like, hit subscribe, and join me again on Balance Body and Beyond. Have a great day.